Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and this is the banner overview for the week of January 12th. So, Tifaret has a new memento. It's a New Year's memento with a skin, and otherwise, there's not really much else. So, before jumping into the banners, which are going to be pretty lukewarm unless you're here for Tifaret stuff, in that case, it's a great week. I want to talk about her because she's an excellent unit. She's a light missile unit that can blast stuff from across the other side of the map. Got some good versatility in her kit. A lot of plus sides, and then just one kind of big downside. So, and then I also want to talk a little bit about the mementos and kind of answer the same question I did last week about if you can only pick one of the two mementos, which one you should choose. It's a little more complicated this time than it was for Ragnarok. So, first, Tifaret, light missile unit. She's got a charge up. She's an M-attack scaler. Overall, pretty excellent kit when you combine all of those things. Light doesn't have a ton of missile units. Like, it's a little better now that Ryle has his job plus, but overall, it was a damage and element combination that was somewhat lacking. So she's got good damage modifiers. She's got AoE. She's got single target. She's got a multi-hit weapon skill. She's got a vision ability on her first memento that's 100% hit, which is always great for a missile unit. Overall, I just think she's a very, very well designed unit. She's available via 9-step. Her mementos are available via 5-step, so cost-wise, very, very good power for the cost. So the one downside is going to be that enlightening her is going to be a pain. She was designed in a kind of awkward era as far as power creep went, because there was already enlightenment, and then they made some units that had higher stats and just didn't have enlightenment. But because power creep is always going forward, eventually they're inevitably going to get enlightenment. Luckily, she still has really high stats. So if you're not able to get her as enlightened right away, she can still be a very useful unit to have. For example, mine does not have 6 or 7 yet. I haven't committed to using otherworldly shards just yet, just because I'm trying to decide if I want to use them on her or Solomon or maybe Lisanot and possibly even now Fumi. There's just never enough otherworldly shards to go around. So going for those does come with a big opportunity cost, so you have to decide how best to use those. But she definitely is a very, very good candidate for them if you want to get her just totally maxed out. So as far as which memento to go for, there is a trade-off, because both mementos have a very, very good something +1 to have. And so you're only going to be able to have one of those, assuming you've got gate 6. So first memento, range +1. Absolutely awesome for a missile unit to have. She's already got good range. She can, with the right gear setup from VCRs, can start a battle with absolutely excellent range. I'm sure any of you who fought a Tifaret in the arena probably experienced that. Second memento is skill use +1, which I think is one of the best max limit break bonuses you can get, context bearing, of course. But in the case of a unit with a charge up, that is a very, very good bonus to have. So in general, I think that the second memento would win out a little bit, assuming that you want to do more damage and you want to have a bit better sustain in a fight. And then on top of that, you'll also end up with a VCR that's going to take care of auto regen, which, from as long as you're not in an auto heal punishing map is a very good and convenient thing to have, as it will also take care of her agility needs. That being said, if you feel kind of fine on damage and charge ups are, 3 charge ups is generally plenty, or if you're not using her charge up so much as just using Letitia to buffer consistent damage, then you might want to go for just the range +1. If you are trying to decide, I recommend testing Tifaret out on a few different maps and seeing what the range looks like, and then maybe try on some harder maps and see how her damage and how her sustain is looking, and make your decision based on that need, because it's hard to make an objective statement about which is better between range and more skills when either one could apply depending on how you're using Tifaret. But overall, though, there's really not much bad to say about her. Her soul shards are too scarce. That's pretty much it. Other than that, it's all good things. She's not my favorite light unit, just because the existence of Solomon. I just absolutely enjoy flying units in general. But nonetheless, she has been a great unit to have. I got her when she first came out, and she's maybe not the kind of unit that I use every day, but I do use her with very consistent regularity. Sometimes for like missile team purposes, other times just for a solid member of a light team like this team pictured here. But nonetheless, I've never regretted getting her or going after her first memento. So definitely gets my seal of approval. So that is everything that I've got to say about Tifaret. So let's go ahead and take a look at the banners. And here we are at the banners. So as far as paid banners go, there's nothing I think that is that great. I think POTK has a problem where there's just the pool is too big. So unless they're using a really restricted pool, like say from Tifaret to Solomon, then it's usually harder to get good value out of it. But if you want good value, 9-step for Tifaret if you don't have her. Definitely not too bad as far as that goes. It's the only really way you can get her unless you get lucky on a different banner. But if you are wanting to get her, definitely a worthwhile unit to have. Then we've got a banner I think is kind of weird, but maybe step 1 could be good if you're after coins. Otherwise, they give you a lot of extra things, but the pool's not exceptionally great. Also, fun fact, I got Dark Freyagel today from the free daily summon. Probably not going to raise her, but, just shows that you can get rare results. Rare isn't always good, but off the free daily summons, it just is, rare. So next up, we get to the coin banner proper. So if you already have Tifaret or one of the other really rare POTK units, and enlightening them is the priority, then this could be a really good banner. And then hopefully you might get lucky and get some other units or duplicate along the way. But even if you don't, this is one of the easiest ways to get shards for them, aside from just hoarding otherworldly enlightenment shards wherever you can. Then there are voucher banners. We've seen these several times in the past. I think in general, they can be really, really good if you're new, especially if you don't have a lot of normal pool mementos, because buying memento tickets with the vouchers is really good value if you can benefit from normal pool mementos. Or if you just need a voucher or two to maybe grab a rune set that you don't have, like say you really need flash or sweep, then that might be worth going after. But if you're a veteran player, you probably don't need to go all the way on this. We've also got another type of banner that has both a unit and memento counterpart, and that is the limited progression banner, where it's a little cheaper than normal, and they're just sets of 3 summons, but it's all 5 stars, and just the rate of limiteds goes up until the final step, and it's 100%. So this is also a little more skewed towards newer players, where just getting anything limited is good, whereas a veteran wants more specific limiteds. These are nice in that you won't experience what I experienced last week with just tons and tons of just pulls that are really bad in the absolute sense. Like if you get all blues, that's just absolutely a bad pull. No two ways about that. In this case, because the pool is quite wide, you can get 3 limited units, but if they're units that you can farm anyway, then relatively that's not a very good pull. So that's just something to be aware of. It doesn't mean this banner style is bad. It's a wide net. So then Tifaret talked about this in the intro, but if you're skipping just straight to the banner section, the TLDR is that skill use +1, max limit break bonus here. VCR is going to give you agility and auto heal are the most noteworthy things. So definitely good. The original Memento is going to give you range +1, and then the VCR is going to give you damage boost and then a temporary nullification of HP cost on her skills, which is very good at the beginning of a battle, so she's not just losing HP left and right. So they're both very, very good. If you are wanting to get Tifaret as strong as you possibly can, I would try to get both of these in the long run. However, in the short run, I think for the most part, go for the second Memento. Unless you have very specific range needs, then go for the first. Let's see, already covered that and that. And then Ragnarok's Memento banners are running for the rest of the week. So if you're stacking an extra discount ticket or still trying to make up your mind, got a few extra days for that. So that is all I've got for banners this week. So if you are summoning, I wish you good luck, and I will see you all next time.